Tonight, Troy students meet a Miami artist.
Plus, SGA elections are coming up. Find out more. Stay tuned. Troy Trojan Vision Nightly News starts now.
From the High Definition Digital Production Center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy Trojan Vision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy Trojan Vision Nightly News for February 17, 2012. I'm Bailey Majors.
And I'm Courtney Steele. Thank you for joining us this evening. Troy University students will decide next year's student government officers next week. But starting Monday, voters will get the chance to get to know who they're voting for by watching televised SGA debates here on Trojan Vision. Tiffany Lester has the story.
Well, it's an election year, and not just for the President of the United States. Troy University will have its annual SGA Executive Officer election soon, and just like any other year, Trojan Vision Nightly News played host to the SGA debate.
I think the debate is a critical part of the election, actually hearing their platforms. It's really the only opportunity that they get a public platform to kind of say what their plans are for the year.
I think it's very important to have televised debates. I believe having the freedom of the press, it's very important for constituents to go out and really realize, the candidates and what they're bringing to the table. We heard 3 excellent debates tonight from our competitive candidates, and I really hope that through this, the students can really see what the candidates have to offer and can make an educated decision on February 22nd.
It's allowing students not only to just see a picture on a poster in the hallway of the Math Science building or just seeing a Facebook page. These debates allow students to connect with each individual candidate.
Whether it took weeks or just hours, candidates put some thought and the time needed into preparing for this televised debate.
I've been preparing for the past few weeks, and I think it's important for me to just look inside myself, look for my morals and abilities, and realize what I can bring to the table.
In preparation for this debate, it didn't take me, hours upon hours, but I did take some time and just reflecting over what it really means to be the secretary.
Well, I prepared today because I didn't know that we were allowed to use pre-prepared notes until today, so I spent the afternoon busily preparing for this debate.
The candidates were happy to take advantage of using television to get their message out to the public. But once they actually got on TV, it wasn't as easy as they thought it would be.
I believe everyone that stood up tonight, that's one thing, conquering the fear in itself. Everyone that stood up in front of this camera did a great job tonight. And I believe everyone was nervous, even I was nervous. I believe he was nervous, but I believe everyone did a great job tonight.
Tiffany Lester, Troy Trojan Vision News.
The first chance to see the SGA debate will be Monday here on Trojan Vision. The first of many chances to see it will be at 11 a.m. For additional times, you can go to our website, troytrojanvision.org/Troy, and click on the Programming tab. The debate will also be available on the university's YouTube site, youtube.com/TroyUni, starting Tuesday. The SGA officer election will be Wednesday from 8 to 5 in the SGA office on the 2nd floor of the Trojan Center. You would need your Trojan ID in order to vote.
Art lovers at Troy University had the chance to meet the artist whose work has been on display in the Malone Gallery. Students and faculty were able to talk to Brian Hively and learn more about his work. The Malone Gallery of Fine Arts has concluded its showing of the ceramic works of Miami artist Brian Hively. The artist visited Troy's campus for a closing reception to talk with students about the inspiration behind his work. Onlookers were thoroughly impressed by the technique of his art, especially
bright colors like bright blues, reds, greens.
I just love how each and every piece has its own story.
Hively's exhibit showcased a variety of animalistic behaviors. Onlookers had different interpretations of the work, not sure how the art was meant to look.
It looks like these animals are fighting, but then you turn around and you think they're playing, and even though it's ceramic sculpture, it's very alive.
The artist is known for his animal sculptures and eye-catching bright colors on ceramics. But where does he find his inspiration?
Influenced by nature and taking a form that we've seen, before, and then abstracting it and redefining it.
Students said they enjoyed Hively's exhibit, and some even had a favorite piece.
My favorite piece was definitely the piece he did of his dog. Just his dog sees himself as a superhero, so that's the way he wanted to portray his dog.
He had a diversity with his work, which was really, really cool. You could look at a lot of stuff and say, okay, I can see what that is, but he would still kind of switch it up to keep it fresh and new.
Hively said he enjoyed his visit to Troy and enjoyed talking with the students.
The students are really engaged here. They're really, they had a lot of really intelligent questions, really thought-provoking questions, and it was really a pleasure being here.
The Malone Gallery showcases a variety of artwork, and a new exhibit should be on display within the next month. Well, Courtney, Troy University is always on the lookout for the best and the brightest students, and one way to get them to come to Troy is to give them a scholarship.
That's right. Well, today hundreds of prospective students were here on campus trying to see if they could get a scholarship to attend Troy next year. Hernan Diaz has the story.
This Friday afternoon, students from high school all around the state of Alabama gathered together for the Leadership Scholarship Day interview.
Today is our 11th annual Excellence in Leadership Scholarship Day. We had over 500 students that applied for the Leadership Scholarship, which is a 4-year scholarship for incoming students, and we bring them to campus. A part of their evaluation is to participate in an interview process.
Hundreds of applicants try every year to get the benefits from the scholarship, but in order to do so, they have to meet some requirements.
Incoming high school or transfer students from community colleges can apply for it. They have to have a minimum 22 ACT and a minimum 3.0 GPA to apply.
As students apply, some of them give us their thoughts about the interviewing process.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm hoping it all will go well.
I'm not nervous. I've done a lot of job interviews, so.
I feel pretty good. I mean, just going to tell them what I know and what I feel and what I think, and that'll be about it.
But why did they pick Troy University?
I picked it because I saw the band one time and I said, I just really want to be a part of that.
When I first visited here, it was just a great experience. The atmosphere was great and everybody treated me wonderful, and all the staff was just amazing.
Hernan Diaz, Troy Trojan Vision News.
320 prospective students were invited to Troy to participate in the Leadership Day activities.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, in Fort Payne, authorities say a Northeast Alabama man has been charged with stealing about 240,000 gallons of water. The DeKalb County Sheriff's Department says someone tapped into a water main connected to the Northeast Alabama Water District. Workers discovered the alleged theft after a county employee hit the pipe while doing road work.
And from Birmingham, a West Alabama man is headed to federal prison after pleading guilty to fraud linked to the April 27 tornadoes. U.S. District Judge Scott Kugler sentenced 47-year-old Robert Lee Spires to 21 months in prison for fraudulently claiming disaster benefits after the twisters.
And in Sheffield, a former North Alabama teacher is going to prison for having sex with a 15-year-old student. A Colbert County judge sentenced 39-year-old Amanda Watkins to 10 years in prison yesterday. She will spend 30 years on probation after finishing her time behind bars.
And still to come on Trojan Vision Nightly News, the Trojan baseball team will begin its season opener tonight at Riddle Case Field. Dustin Carroll will be in later with all of our Trojan sports news.
But first, a Moroccan man has been arrested in the process of attempting to carry out an attack at the U.S. Capitol. We will have that story and more when we return.
Undercover agents arrest a man who wanted to bomb the U.S. Capitol. I'm Danielle Nottingham in Washington. I'll have the story coming up.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Over the course of time, Troy has consistently turned out quality graduates.
We're trying to develop future leaders.
If it had not been for Troy University, I would have never had the honor of being the Alabama Teacher of the Year.
We want to educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. And we do that within the framework of one real university.
Troy University, in class, online, within reach. Troy.edu.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy Trojan Vision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we go to Bailey Majors at the Global News Desk. Bailey?
Thanks, Courtney. Federal agents arrested a terror suspect in Washington, D.C. in a sting operation today. They say the man wanted to carry out an attack on the Capitol. Danielle Nottingham has the latest.
The FBI arrested the suspect near the U.S. Capitol today after agents gave him a vest he believed was filled with explosives. CBS News has learned the suspect is Amin Al-Khalifi, a 29-year-old Moroccan man who was living in Alexandria, Virginia on an expired visa. Authorities put him under surveillance about a year ago after the man expressed interest in launching a terror attack.
Undercover agents developed a relationship with Al-Khalifi over the last few months, learning that he wanted to be the first suicide bomber on U.S. soil.
The suspect met with the agents Friday morning and was given what he thought was a suicide vest. He was arrested a short time later as he set out on his mission. In a statement, Capitol Police say, quote, "At no time was the public or congressional community in any danger." Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Washington.
Rick Santorum is working to distance himself from a controversial comment about contraception from one of his big financial backers. Despite the flap, Santorum is still leading in the polls. Mitt Romney is fighting to chance that by focusing on new ways he can connect with the working class voters. Danielle Nottingham reports from Washington on the latest from the Republican race for the nomination.
For every comment that's a supporter.
Rick Santorum began Friday on the defensive.
It was a bad joke. It was a stupid joke. It's not reflective of me or my record on this issue.
He was referring to controversial comments from one of his wealthy donors, Foster Freeze, who suggested Thursday that women use aspirin for birth control.
Back in my days, they used bare aspirin for contraceptives. The gals put it between their knees, and it wasn't that costly.
Santorum is a devout Catholic and says he opposes contraception. He is campaigning hard in Michigan, Mitt Romney's home state, and is surging ahead in the polls. He hopes to pull off an upset in the primary on February 28th. But Santorum's surge may also say something about his opponent. Political analysts say voters are not sold on Romney as the nominee and are still looking for an alternative. Romney is having trouble connecting with working-class voters. He was against the government bailout of Detroit's automakers and is now fighting to change his image with Michigan voters.
I care very deeply about the auto industry. I want to make sure we have good jobs, not just for a few weeks, but for many, many years.
Newt Gingrich and Ron Paul are using this break in primaries and caucuses to raise money between now and Super Tuesday next month. President Obama is doing the same. He's on the West Coast attending a handful of fundraisers, and new figures show his campaign raised more than $29 million in January alone. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Washington.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, including how eating certain foods can improve your smile, you can tune into Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now back to you, Courtney.
Thank you, Bailey. Now we're here with Dustin Kira with a little bit of sports news. So, Dustin, another men's basketball team was back in action last night. Not at home, there with the Red Wolves over there in Arkansas State.
That's right, yeah. The Trojans were on the road last night, and things didn't go quite as well as we'd hoped for, but I'll get into that right now. Three-pointers usually help the Trojan men's basketball team, but last night did more damage than good for the team. The men couldn't stop Arkansas State from deep in the second half as they fell to the Red Wolves 83-59 on the road Thursday night. The Trojans trailed by just 9 at the half, but Arkansas State was 8 of 14 from three-point land in the second half to distance themselves from the Trojans. Troy was led by Stephen Cunningham with 14 points, while Ray Chambers was also in with double figures with 10. Troy shot just 5 of 16 from deep in the game. Turnovers seemed to be an issue as well, as Troy coughed it up 14 times compared to just 7 by Arkansas State. The Red Wolves outscored the Trojans 17-2 in points off turnovers. The Trojans return home on Saturday when they play Arkansas Little Rock in the final game ever at Sartain Hall. Tip-off is set for 7:30. It will be the second game of a doubleheader with the women's team. The women are set to tip off at 5:15. And tomorrow night, the Trojan basketball fans will bid farewell to Sartain Hall. The 50-year-old arena will host its final men's and women's basketball game.
Over 50 years of memories and traditions will come to a close Saturday night when the Troy men's basketball team plays their final game at Sartain Hall. Since its inception in 1962, Coach Don Masonry says this building has had some great moments.
Had a lot of great wins. Had a lot of exciting come-from-behind wins.
almost some that looked like impossible to win. One of them was for a championship. We also had a snowed out game one time to put us into the Final Four in Division II. We had a 258-point game one time, which broke all the NCAA scoring records. We have a lot of great memories.
The 30-year head coach says that when Sartain Hall opened in 1962, it rivaled any arena in the state.
Back 50 years ago, it was one of the top facilities in the state. It was even better than Auburn's. So it started off being a really first-class facility. It's a great basketball facility. It's got a great basketball atmosphere, even today. When we have great crowds in here, the atmosphere is beautiful for basketball.
Maestri says one of the most memorable moments for him in the arena was a 2002 matchup with Belmont that went down to the final seconds.
Kid from Belmont hit 10 threes against us, and we were down one. We got the ball with 5 seconds left. Robert Rushing took the shot, missed it. LeMaine Wilson tipped it in when the buzzer went off, and we won by one and had beaten Belmont the 5th time in a row. So that was a phenomenal finish to a basketball game.
The former high school basketball coach says that it won't be hard missing Sartain Hall with the new arena coming.
The new arena, it's hard to say you're going to miss too much except for all the wins. I mean, we're going to, hopefully we have some wins in the new place, but winning is always fun. We've had so many of them here that all of them are great, great memories. All the championships, cutting down the nets after the conference championship games that we won here. Those are memories that you'll have forever.
Once again, the final basketball game in Sartain Hall will tip off at 7:30 Saturday night when they take on Arkansas Little Rock. Commemorative T-shirts and tickets will be given out at the game, and former players are scheduled to be recognized at halftime. Well, the wait is over for the defending Sun Belt champion Troy baseball team as they begin their hunt for a repeat of last year's performance. The Trojans will take on Central Michigan tonight. As Coach Bobby Pierce tells us, the Chippewas are loaded with veteran pitching.
We know they're going to start 4 seniors on the mound, and I don't know many times you get to do that, in Division I baseball. So they will have a lot of experience on the mound. They do have a left-handed closer that numbers are ridiculously good, and this kid will come in and pitch, more than just the 9th inning if he has to secure a win.
The Trojan baseball team will be looking for revenge. And when I mean revenge, revenge for the Troy football team, who lost to Central Michigan in 2010 in the GMAC Bowl 44-41 on a blocked field goal. First pitch from Riddle Pace Field is set for 6 p.m. tonight. Sun Belt preseason All-American Tyler Ray will be taking the mound. Last season, Ray went 12-0 for the Trojans. Well, Courtney Bailey, I also want to mention that tonight the Trojan softball team will be in action when they take on number 5 ranked Missouri at the Troy softball complex. So everybody needs to go out and attend and support the Trojans.
I think we have some Trojan sports for every day this weekend, so there's plenty to choose from.
Plenty of action.
All right. Thank you, Dustin.
Thank you.
Still to come on Trojan Vision Nightly News, find out how the Salvation Army is using empty bowls to feed the needy.
Plus, we had another beautiful day today, but as always, good things must come to an end. Tiffany, how's weather looking for this weekend?
Well, Courtney, we'll be seeing some weather reruns this weekend, and I'll let you know more details next in weather.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Mom, can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet. There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy Trojan Vision Nightly News.
And now Tiffany Lester joins us with weather.
You know, Tiffany, there's a lot to say about this weekend weather. At the beginning of the week, we saw a lot of rain, and now at the end, it's kind of sunny. What can we expect going into the weekend?
That's right. We have been seeing a wide range of rain and sun and clouds, and it's just been a whole mixture this week. And for the weekend, we should be expecting for those temperatures to go back down and for us to see a little bit more rain. And I'll get into that in just a little bit. First, let's take a look at our Trojan Vision campus snapshot, where we see that it is still sunny out there a little bit as the sun is setting. Not very many clouds. It's been a beautiful day overall, very sunny, very cool, very light winds. As we take a look at our current conditions, as I said, the skies are sunny. A temperature of 67 degrees with a dew point of 48 degrees. Humidity at 49%, which is pretty good. Barometer at 30 and 0.3 and steady, and winds coming from the east at 1 mile per hour. As I said, very light winds. For today's statistics, we saw a high of 68 today, the low of 46. 0 rain in our area today, and the sun rose at 6:23 and will set at 5:32. As we take a look at temperatures from around the state, we see that the skies are sunny all throughout Alabama, except for a few places, Mobile and Dothan. They are seeing those partly cloudy skies, but the temperatures in those areas are very high, 70 in Mobile and 66 in Dothan. But as you get into Birmingham, they're seeing those 68-degree temperatures, so it is just very sunny all throughout Alabama. And across the southeast, they're also seeing those high 60s. In Florida, they're seeing those high 70s, even in Miami, Orlando, 73. As you go up into Tennessee, they're seeing those 50-degree temperatures. So it is February temperatures right now, as it is February. And as you take a look at temperatures across the United States, they are seeing those 30 degrees and 40-degree temperatures. It is just very cool up in the northern regions of the United States. And as you branch out into California and into the Rockies, they're seeing those 40s to 60-degree temperatures, so about a 20-degree change throughout that. And the reason for all this, the temperature changes, is because of all the action going on, those high-pressure systems, low-pressure systems, the cold fronts moving in, and it will be bringing some rain. In our area, this stationary front could cause some potential weather climate changes, bringing in this rain over here, just bringing it into our area, and we will be seeing that over the next 48 hours. For travel weather, please be very safe on the road, as over the next 12 hours it will be very rainy in our area. As I said, next 48 hours is very, very heavy rain in our area. Tomorrow, 100% chance of rain, so just be aware of that. But the thunderstorms, not very high chance in Alabama, but throughout Texas and New Orleans, they're seeing those possible chance of thunderstorms. For tonight's forecast, it's mostly cloudy. In New Orleans, as I said, they are seeing those rainy skies, but in our area, it should be very clear for a while. For tomorrow's forecast, as I said, that rain is coming into our area, and it will be very rainy over the next couple of days. And Sunday, it will be going out of our area and into Florida and into the Carolinas. So it is going south, or going east, and just moving out slowly out of our area. And on Monday, it will be very clear in our area, just a mixture of rain and wind, and even some ice over here in the Rockies and the central, or the middle section of the United States. As we take a look at tonight's forecast, we see mostly cloudy skies, light and variable winds tonight, about 5 miles per hour, with a low of 52. But as we look at tomorrow's forecast, possible thunderstorms, some could be severe. A 100% chance of rain, as I said, with a high of 64 tomorrow. As we take a look at our 4-day forecast, we see that on Saturday, as I said, it will be extremely rainy, that 100% chance of rain, but the high is 64. Sunday, it will be windy. Monday, mostly cloudy. Tuesday, that rain will come back. So it will start as a rainy weekend and then start the next week as a rainy week. So we'll have 1 or 2 days on Saturday and Sunday to just see the potential clear skies, but then it comes back raining again.
All right, thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you.